From the very first time when Rwanda registered the first case of COVID-19 pandemic, there have been strategies to prevent the further spread of the virus. Some of these guidelines including closing some certain business activities with lockdown applied when and where necessary. However, in compliance with these regulations, the public criticizes some institutions which are corrupt and could have led to the spread of the virus. When you go out to find food for the kids, the moment you get on the street and meet local security patrols, they tell you to go back home. You tell them you are going to fend for your family. You keep pleading to them and they ask you for a bribe of 1,000. They will let you walk away after that. If a local leader has no integrity, he will cover up for a bar operator and let them open even if they are not allowed to operate. In so doing, the leader ignores the plug, disregards his responsibilities, and betrays the Rwandan people, betraying those who trust him. It is just a matter of continuing to educate the people to understand that such corrupt practices can affect people. The Rwanda Bribery Index, published by the Transparency International Rwanda, has revealed a number of institutions that are leading in corruption in the country. Corruption is rampant. It has hit high point during this period when the country is battling COVID-19. However, in some institutions, it has declined. Corruption has increased in sectors that have remained operational during lockdown, especially those that provide essential services. These include traffic police, local administrative authorities in construction sector, the private sector, the investigation bureau and the prosecution. We have guidelines in place to help us contain the virus, but some people bribe authorities to ensure that they remain operating, even when they are not supposed to operate. All this has made corruption seem to be on the rise. Ingabire Imakire also believes that gaps leading to corruption have been identified and there is already a political will which can be productive going forward. What we hope and believe will help is that we have provided information to some of the leaders in those sectors that they do not have, which will enable them to monitor the performance of those agencies and the services they are providing, because there is political will. The Ombudsman, as one of the leading anti-corruption agencies, says the study sends an important message for what remains to be done to make Rwanda corruption-free. After this study, it is clear that there is still a lot to be done to eradicate corruption. It requires that we also educate the public. After this study, there will be another meeting, which the Ombudsman office will be involved, and the agencies that have been exposed will be corrected. As per the Corruption Perception Index 2020, released today by Transparency International, Rwanda's score has increased from 53% to 54% in 2020. Rwanda is now 49th on the global rank from 51st in 2019 and retained the 4th position among the least corrupt countries in the sub-Saharan Africa. The Rwanda Bribery Index 2020, also released today, reveals that 19% of Rwandans directly or indirectly demand or offered bribe in an interaction with an institution over the last 12 months. 52.8% of Rwandans consider the level of corruption to be low, while 20.5% perceive that corruption is high. The Rwanda Bribery Index also shows that in the service sector, soliciting a bribe for those seeking a construction permit comes at the top, scoring 61% in 2020 as compared to 33.8% in 2019. In traffic police, soliciting for a bribe was at 12% in 2020, up from 9.07% in 2019.